Oh, hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, otherwise known as Puglo Escobar, and in today's video we're over here at Mr. Raccoon's Maze Bank office, and she looks rather familiar now, doesn't she? Yes, like I said, we're over here at Mr. Raccoon's Maze Bank office, because today the Raccoon's got a choice to make for himself, you know. He's got to decide whether he wants to buy the Furia or the true fade Nero, you know, and this all comes about because we were up at Sandy Shores, ladies and gentlemen, with the Furia, putting it through its paces, you know, but testing it against some other cars, and Mr. Raccoon decided, you know, I really rather like that vehicle, I think I'm going to go and buy it, you know. So he hops out of his car, you know, and we decide we're going to go on down to Los Santos, and he's going to go and buy himself a Furia. And I call out my Nero, and the wretched swine steals it, doesn't he? Absolute swine, that Raccoon. Yes, anyway, never mind. So yes, like I said, call up the true fade Nero, ladies and gentlemen, to drive down to the city to purchase that vehicle. It's a very fine vehicle itself, the true fade. In fact, the Nero's so fine, Mr. Raccoon decides he's going to go and purchase that one instead of the Furia. You know, actually, that's a rather good question, you know, which is the better vehicle out of the Furia than Nero? And so that's what we decided we're going to go and find out in this video, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so here we are. This is where we started the video now, and we're over here at the Maze Bank offices, like I say, with that rather familiar secretary. And like I said, we've got Mr. Raccoon around here on the computer, making his choice, you know, whether he decides to go for the Furia or the Nero. Okay, and we have done some tests, ladies and gentlemen, you know, and we'll make you privy to those now. We've taken them up to the top speed test track, and we're about to see the Grody Furia go down here, ladies and gentlemen. $2 million if you do the Young Ancestor mission, and there we go. So we're going to put down here about now, just give you an indication, about 53, 54 is what we consider to be a competitive time. It's about the central time to Zentorno Mason. We consider the Zentorno to be a benchmark car. Okay, so this is the Grody Furia, ladies and gentlemen, $2 million on the cheap price, and what we're getting. Okay, 55.589, so just on the outside edge of competitive, ladies and gentlemen, still a very fine vehicle. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, one more question, of course, what does the true fade Nero do in it? Okay, so it's 1.4 million, ladies and gentlemen, starting it without the Bennett's upgrade, you know. We're going to put on down the top speed test track, and we're going to see how it stacks up against that 55.5. Okay, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, crossing the line. Okay, jolly good and all that sort of business, and we're going to wait this whole time we've got at. Oh, bloody hell, how about that? 53.089, right, okay, very good, very competitive. Okay, so yes, the Furia retailing for 2.7 if you don't undertake the Young Ancestor mission, or 2 million if you do undertake the Young Ancestor mission. I'm advised that you do. And the Nero, they're retailing for 1.44 million, 1,440,000, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so that's not minced words, it's basically 1.5 million, isn't it? Okay, so what happens when you take it on to the top speed, not the top speed test track, why don't you take them to Sandy Shores, ladies and gentlemen? That's the next question, of course, now, isn't it? Now we do run this test a number of times. I believe that we've only got one on this particular video, as it is the standard review, not the full review, ladies and gentlemen. The full review is called Mr. Raccoon Buys Furia, don't you know? And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So even though the true fade, ladies and gentlemen, does have significantly higher top speed, it's not all about top speed, ladies and gentlemen, and the Grody Furia is going to make it down that straight soon, around that track we know. Okay, and that's cheaply, we can only assume it's got better sort of acceleration there at the start of one. The true fade doesn't get a chance to use its top end speed. Okay, so there we go. Now here we are, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the Maze Bank offices with Mr. Raccoon, you know, and we're going to head on up to his hillside residence, ladies and gentlemen. It's not Hillcrest, but he has got a house in the hills, you know, and we're going to go and decide, we're going to go and see what he's decided to go and purchase himself, you know. Okay, so we've seen both cars in action now, really, haven't you, ladies and gentlemen? You've seen the sort of the Furia and the Nero, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen that top speed track, and we've seen how they stack up against each other around Sandy Shores, ladies and gentlemen. So the question is, what has Mr. Raccoon gone for? Okay, waiting, and bloody hell, right? Okay, well, how about that? He's gone for the Nero after all. I've got to say, you know, I really don't blame him. I do think it's for the money. It really is a very fine car, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, the Grody Furia is a very good car, but it's only worth the $2 million, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly don't go and buy the Furia for $2.7 million, ladies and gentlemen. Simply not worth it. Okay, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wrap up the video now. Mr. Raccoon's gone and bought himself a true fade Nero. I already own one, as you saw earlier, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to put them around here we're going to put them around the standard lap together. You know, we're going to try and keep close together. This is not a race, you know, I should point out. Okie dokie, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. What can we say? Well, both are very fine cars, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got sort of $2 million and you're in the market for a supercar, you really can't go wrong with either one, you know. The True Nero is very, very fine. Obviously, $500,000 cheaper, you know, but you can also go and pay it penny upgraded, you know, which is going to take up that price rather steeply. Or you can just pay the flat out $2 million for the Furia, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, certainly don't go and spend 2.7 on the Furia, ladies and gentlemen. Okie dokie, there we go. Right, okay, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much a look at the Nero versus the Furia. What can we say? Well, it's sort of different benefits all around. Better top speed, of course, on the Nero. Perhaps better acceleration, better handling maybe on the Furia there. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, both very, very fine cars. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Ferrari, so I like. Oh, bloody hell, sodding raccoon! Yeah, I suppose he didn't appreciate that considering he just brought a Nero. Anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for watching.